YouTube. So this is how the tier list looks like right now. I'm not sure if I agree with all of these decisions, but that's that's a question for another day. These are the top decks, basically, mostly the top decks played, and as you can see, Phantom Knights, Abyss Actors, Harpies, Ritual Beasts, Magnets don't really have inherent outs. Their engine doesn't really have inherent outs to Lunalight Saber Dancer, which means we can freely sack the opponents. And besides Floodgate, if they don't Floodgate you, which they have to open Floodgate even if they play it, you just win most of the times. So this is the new version that came up during the KC Cup. Of course, it's not really new because people already played Grit with Lunalights. People already played Solar Recharge, Lightsworn engine kinda with Lunalights, but it re-emerged as a new way to play Lunalights, and I do think Grit is potentially the way to go because now you can't really brick with hand traps because we're not playing any hand traps, and funnily enough, this makes your deck much more oppressive because you're not relying on the stall, you're relying to survive for one turn, hopefully, and then OTK and set up the board and stuff. Now, of course, this is not the version that people went with in the KC Cup. People played more butterflies. I decided to play Monster Reborn because it enables you to play combo. It's a great combo card. So yeah, also I forgot to mention this deck, as you can see, is extremely free to play. You have to go once through the Lunalight box, which is, I don't know, the Blue Eyes box, I guess, and then you have to go 1.5 times, or if you get lucky, to get 3 tanky, or if you can even spend the SR Dream ticket, I guess, at this point. So the deck is extremely cheap. It's extremely good nowadays against most meta decks. It's actually pretty fun, not gonna lie. I really liked it. I feel like people underestimate how many combos and plays the deck has. Of course, a lot of the times you do just Saber Dancer and GG, but there are a lot of plays. As you will see right now in the duel replays. Of course, this is the extra deck. As you can see, you only need 2 Saber Dancer. I only summoned once, I never really needed a second one, so even if you didn't pull the second one, you can play with only one. We decided to cut down the Lunalight Cat Dancer because we mostly rely on the Saber Dancer plus Exceeds, I guess, yeah, we did summon Cat Dancer sometimes, but that's mostly because we didn't have enough materials in the hand to go for, the Saber Dancer. And also the funny thing is that why did I cut the butterfly in the first place? I only have 2. Well, I have 7 Martins and I have 6 Saber Dancers. Thanks, Konami. What the fuck? But anyways, I do really think the Tiger King is needed for the deck to play optimally. We never summoned Papal Operative, but I guess it can come up. Did we summon Malevolent Sin? I'm not sure, but you can survive without playing it if you don't have it, But yeah, this is, like I said, this is an amazing option for free to play. It's kinda simple, but also has some flexibility for plays, for a bit of a combo OTK. And yeah, I think this is a very fun deck. I definitely recommend it. For the ladder especially, you can reach King of Games easily with this deck, very fast, I would say. So yeah, that said, now it is time to duel. Also, I forgot to mention, you should probably play Grit on the freaking, what's it called? The Silvio, because people might think you're playing the freaking Dynamists, because you're playing 20 card Grit, so they might just, I literally did have a scoop, just randomly scoop because they probably thought I was playing Dynamist. So yeah, that said, it is now time to duel. Let's go. Okay, let's see, what do we have? May Valentine, oh no, Harpies, tier 2 deck, some people say even the best deck with a 7 win streak. How will we ever How will you fare against more? Okay, here we pass. Now the thing is that you don't really need to against Harpies. Like sometimes you would say, yeah, you want to set cards here. You know, you want to set any of your monsters because it stops them a bit from OTKing you, maybe. Well, yeah, sure, but Harpies can bounce your monster, so it doesn't really matter if you set it or not. So yeah. At this point, we just have to pray he can't win through a grit, you know, and basically that we top deck something. But there are a lot of good top decks here, you know, Lunalight Fusion, Tanky. I guess that's it. I guess Burb, yeah, Burb. What's that? 7 cards. You know, that's a lot of cards to top deck. Also 9 cards with the freaking solar recharge. You know, 9 cards. That's pretty nice. Okay, so he doesn't have OTK, and he only has 1 back row. So we can potentially maybe OTK if we top deck. Okay, we top deck Tanky. With Tanky we can grab the Burb. Burb can... This is the standard... Okay, he scoops. But this is the standard play. With Burb and Martin, you want to discard the Martin, then grab a search for a fusion, and then Martin return the Burb, summon itself, so you have 2 cards for a fusion. You have the fusion, which you just search with the Martin, and you potentially have for the Saber Dancer with the card you top decked from the Burb search draw. So with only 2 cards, that's a 2-card combo. With only 2 cards, you have your probably you have your Saber Dancer, and then you have also 2 other cards with which you can potentially try to OTK, you know. So yeah, this is the standard way. Of course he scooped, so we couldn't OTK, but yeah. Yeah, also the thing that makes the deck very fast is people are just gonna scoop, you know. A lot of times when they just see Saber Dancer and they realize they don't have an out, they can just scoop, you know. But also I forgot to mention, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy content like this, you enjoy Duel Links content, you know, I'm one of the only Duel Links content creators left, you know, so stick around. I'm the only one who didn't sell out for the Master Duel. Yeah, stick around, it definitely helps a lot so I can continue making videos like this, so I don't have to dip for Master Duel. And it helps you to not miss out when I'll be posting more videos. So yeah. The thing is, why does the solar recharge work? How is that consistent? I forgot to explain in the deck list part. Well, Tanky searches for your dude, so if you have the solar recharge, you can search for the dude, for actually the girl, the Lightsworn girl, whatever it's called. While Tanky can search for your Lunalight cards if you need. So basically, you have if you have solar recharge, you have 4 cards to combo with it. You know, Tanky plus the card, you know, the Lightsworn card. So to demonstrate that, okay, we cannot demonstrate that at all, because he MSTs. Of course, he did open a God hand, you know, 3 back row plus 2 Harpies on the board. That's basically a God's turn. So yeah, we're kinda in trouble, but at least we can try to force out some back row, you know, hopefully survive with grit. We can try to force out some back row with Fox. Amazing thing for us is he wastes his book, Floodgate, for no reason really, because, you know, now if we make the Saber Dancer, we just win, you know. So let's see. Okay, he has to now use his own book, you know. Why did he do that? That's definitely his misplay. But he wouldn't have OTK here anyways. The only thing he would do is save his Floodgate for my Saber Dancer, but yeah. He probably didn't realize that I have grit, so it wouldn't matter if that happened, but yeah. We top deck Lunalight Fusion, we can now go for the Saber Dancer, and now my mistake was I didn't go for an OTK play here. How? I used the freaking butterfly. I had the butterfly in the hand, right? because if I saved the butterfly in the hand, I could have had 4,000, you know, more than 4,000 damage. So yeah, that's I saved this duel replay specifically because I wanted to show you what my misplay here was. You know, it's early in the morning, come on, for me at least, when I was playing, and also it was first couple of duels, so you cut me some slack, okay? So we want to save the butterfly in the hand. Why? Because you can discard it and then the Saber Dancer gains 1000 damage, and combine that with Fox, who makes the opponent's attack 0, you have 4000 damage. Okay, so that was the first misplay, okay? I saved instinctively, is that a word? My instincts told me to save the rabbit, because you know you want to have rabbit as because you don't get any effect out of it from the, you know, the freaking from sending it with the fusion. So yeah, you usually want to save rabbit as a follow-up, you don't want to fusion summon with it. Now here we couldn't normal summon, you might say, just normal summon the rabbit and revive for game. Well, we can't really do that because we only have, keep that in mind, when you use Grit you only have one special summon on the following turn. In other words, we can't special summon with rabbit, so there's really no reason to summon it, especially because we're at 1 life point, you know. Otherwise, if we didn't use the Grit, yeah, sure. The second misplay was I foxed the wrong card, and this is a good thing to actually show you. Most people would think, oh, I'm just gonna get rid of their slash. Well, the right thing to do is to get a lot of damage in, because slash doesn't do anything to you, you know. Slash is basically useless against Saber Dancer. And if we leave his level 4 monster on the field, he can just top deck a Harpy card, and then he can have the Thunder, Spark Dragon, and OTK us. So that was the second misplay. You don't want to do that. You want to change okay, this was the third misplay. After I realized that, I should have attacked into the channeler. And now, of course, he top decks the Harpy card. He can go into the dude, but luckily for us, you know, he doesn't play the Spark Dragon, so we're gonna survive, and that's game basically, you know. But I think this is a good replay to save. I definitely did those mistakes to teach you. I would never make that. You know, I don't make mistakes. I would never make a mistake. So yeah, I guess you know now how to play against Harpies. So I think this is a dual replay against PK. Against PK I also, I think I should have done a different play. Yeah, this is against PK, the replay that I thought of. Let's see. So here we can show how good Reborn is. First of all, you want to activate Tanky. Why? Because he can top deck, he can have an MST, and if on the first turn you want to use your Tanky, so you know he can't MST you. Now we search for the bird. We can hopefully top deck into something. We top deck into Martin, which is not a bad card to top deck into. Okay, Phantom strategy, you already know what PK do. They banish and search and send to the graveyard and then search again, and then they end up with 3 back row, you know. Let's see, how many back row does he have? He can search for the Fiendish Chain and 3 back row, of course. Now the thing is, we know he has a negate Fiendish Chain, in other words, Fog Blade, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a searchable Fiendish Chain. That's the only thing you have to know. So here we don't have the fusion, and if we make the fusion we probably win, because he probably doesn't have the floodgate. The chances are on our side. So what you want to do is to just make the fusion. That's the simplest thing, you know. So I would say here I should have probably maybe with not sending the butterfly with Martin's effect, but sending the fox, so when we revive with Monster Reborn, he can't target our Emerald Bird with the Fiendish Chain, and we have, in other words, the fusion. So yeah, I would say, but that's kind of very complex play. That's maybe, you know, looking back at it, maybe that was the play. But I thought, oh, keeping the fox in the hand is nice, so we can change the attack to 0. But the priority should be to make the fusion. So I would say the best thing to do here was to send the fox, so we can now, when we revive with Monster Reborn, negate his try to negate the bird. Okay, so he can negate now. We can still do some plays, you know, with Martin revive. We can butterfly summon the yeah, maybe we shouldn't have activated the the bird. So maybe he would still negate and he wouldn't realize, you know, there's a lot of plays on the ladder where you want to trick them, basically, because, you know, they're probably bad players, because most players on the ladder are pretty bad. So here we grab with Tanky, we grab the rabbit. We can normal summon because our first summon was with the butterfly. Now here you may say I shouldn't have destroyed the Levier and the dude. That's fair thing to say. I'm not sure if that was the right play or not, because his monster was negated, Levier, so he couldn't get a summon. So maybe you could say he was clogged. But it's still keeping a monster on his board, so he could maybe destroy his, you know, I don't know. It ended up very well for us, so yeah, he can destroy our dude, which is completely fine. I don't know why he went with that play and not the other play, you know, destroy and then Malevolent Sin. Wait, did he have game? No, he didn't have game, but he had a much better play, I would say. And now we can do this. He does this for some reason, we don't care. We top deck into the fusion, we can bounce his back row, and that's gonna be GG. So here, as you can see, this is a great example of you don't just summon the Saber Dancer and win, you know? Because it's not that simple, you won't just open the best hand always, you know? And in a lot of tough matchups, people just will have an out to Saber Dancer, so you're just gonna have to think. You can't just Saber Dancer and GG. So even through TTH here, we can have a game. We can have game. He scoops, so we won't know if we had OTK here, but yeah, I think we maybe even had OTK here. Yeah, with the butterfly in hand, we can go with the Saber Dancer with the rabbit and the two monsters on the field. Into Saber Dancer, because he has an Exceed, we can fusion summon with one material from the deck, and boost for game with butterfly. So yeah, GG. As you can see, PK best deck can struggle a lot against Lunalights. Okay, let's see. I forgot to mention, if you enjoy live content, join us on Twitch, where I stream once in a while. I stream, and I am active somewhat, you know, where I talk with you every day. So join us there at least for, you know, any questions about deck help, you know, any advice with deck building, anything basically, memes and all that stuff. So yeah. Now here he's playing Grit as well, so we don't know what he's playing. I think I'm just gonna go with the bird draw and, you know, get rid of his Grit. He's playing Fire Kings, okay. He can go for the Antitopian, which is terrible card, but is actually not the worst against Lunalights. Now, because we top deck Solar Recharge, we can now use the combo with the Lightsworn card. I don't know if we milled the best, but okay. We can Fox. We can Fox into the Tiger King. We can Lunalight Fusion into the Saber Dancer, and this is the way we can OTK. So as you can see, actually I forgot to mention, we had fucking got distracted, bro. I saw a hand trap last turn, so we know he either has Kytroid or Sphere Kuribo or both. If he has both, okay, you know, but I think you want to invest as much this turn, so we can potentially OTK through Kytroid and through Sphere Kuribo. Here we don't have just Here, because we negated first, this is the thing, you want to negate first. You don't want to go with Malevolent Sin, because then you potentially don't have an OTK through Kytroid. And now with Monster Reborn we have OTK through Kytroid and through Sphere. Because Saber Dancer can OTK through Kytroid, and if he has Sphere Kuribo, we can OTK with 2 monsters. So yeah, this is something to keep in mind. You know, there are some fun stuff you can do with the deck. And finally, our last duel replay is against Melodious. Melodious is a very tough matchup, not gonna lie, because Score exists, and also Bloom Diva exists, and also Shuberta exists, so it's a kinda tough matchup. We didn't get the best matchups, not gonna lie, but yeah. Let's see, we can think he grabbed the Fearless. We can, with Solar Recharge, drop the Fearless, grab 2 cards, Martin give us another fusion. Unfortunately, we dropped the Rabbit, we didn't drop any cards with Martin, because then we could have normal summoned Rabbit and then get a card from the graveyard, and then Martin, get back the Rabbit, and then we would have, better resources, more resources. But yeah, here we're just gonna have to pass and pray he doesn't OTK us. But most decks can't really OTK through Grit, I would say. PK can't realistically that well. I would say Harpies not as, maybe can, but usually not, I would say. I guess it depends. But yeah, we survive here. We can just, with the tanky, search for the Fox. We can fusion summon, and this is just a replay to showcase you can just win with untargetable monster. He activates Treacherous, we do not care, and GG. So yeah. And that's gonna be it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about it. Do you think Lunalight is a good pick in this meta? I think it is. I'm not sure how competitive it is. It would be in a tournament, in a competitive tournament, but on the ladder is amazing. And I would argue it can be nice in tournaments as well. I just don't see many people playing it, but yeah. I guess it's a slept-on deck. I mean, no one is really playing tournaments anyways as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hopefully, like I said, you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. Bye!